What is up, guys? It's Mr. Wildside, and today this is going to be a little bit different video than what you guys are normally used to. Today is kind of just me ranting and rambling about something more recent that has just happened about a week ago as of recording. Basically, long story short, Tarkov decided that they wanted to release an edition beyond Edge of Darkness, and a lot of the people in the community, let's just say they didn't appreciate it too well. And I've been playing the game for a relatively long time, but I'm gonna have a little bit different outlook than everybody else, because right now everybody's like, grab the fucking pitchfork and, you know, whatever. Like, there are people that literally don't know anything about the Tarkov community or anything about Tarkov for its lifespan, people that have just joined the community within the past couple years, you know, people that haven't been around for the long term for Tarkov. And really the big thing that really irritates me is that everybody is just on this grab your pitchfork rant, and I don't quite agree with that. Now, I do agree that you know, Edge of Darkness maybe should have had the PvE mode, and I do agree with the general statement, but I don't agree with the way that it's being taken. So basically, back 5 years ago, I bought the game back in late 2018, early 2019, I believe. Could have been 2019 to 2020, but it was around 5 years ago I've had the game. And when I bought the game, I paid like $50 or $75 or something like that for it. I can't remember if I got base game or the second version of the game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I bought Edge of Darkness. And when I bought Edge of Darkness, I saw it as, I'm gonna get all of the DLC for this game, and that's gonna be awesome. And on top of that, I also get bigger stash, so I don't have to grind all the time, because, you know, sometimes we have jobs or school or, you know, things that are called life, so I don't necessarily feel like grinding. So this whole idea of like a quote-unquote pay-to-win edition, you know, is fine by me, you know, because they don't do battle passes, they don't do loot crates, they don't do anything like that. You still have to grind to be better than everybody else. So to me, I was perfectly fine with paying $150 to have a version that I didn't have to grind quite as much as everybody else, but I still obviously have to put in, you know, put in time, put in work if I want to actually enjoy and have fun with the game. The things that are included in this new version, you know, you get better stash space, I think only by like 2 rows or something like that, so very minimal upgrade on your stash space, but you're also going to be getting way better starting gear, you get better standing, especially with fence. You're going to be able to get this new item, and this is one of the things that made everybody claim that it's pay to win, and I'm going to talk about this item a little bit real quick. This item is definitely strong in terms of sniper scavs, but I'm gonna be honest, scavs do not aggro on you from over 60 meters anyway in most of my experience. Very rarely have I ever been aggroed from like 80 to 100 meters by a normal scav. It's typically sniper scav that's shooting at me. So to me, this item, in my opinion, doesn't seem that overpowered as everybody's making it seem, because you gotta think, 60 meters is a pretty long distance. I mean, if you're sitting at electrical looking down at gas, they're still gonna target you. That's still within that 60 meter range. So, I mean, it's not really, in my opinion, that wild. And on top of that, too, just for the item to work, you have to have 6 scav rep, which is just outrageously difficult to hit to begin with, especially if you tend to make accidental shots as a scav player, because you have to think, taking all of the car extracts and trying to do the friendly PMC scav extracts, you're only going to get up to like 4.5 to 5 rep relatively quickly, and then after that it's just a hard grind of just like 0.03 from every time you're doing scav PMC or car extract, and it's going to be like 0.01 rep every time you run a scav raid. Like, it's a heavy grind. So in my opinion, I don't think the item is that overpowered, and if you're going to pay $250 for a game, I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised they added something like that. Is it justified? Not necessarily, but in my opinion, I don't think it's as big of a deal as everybody's making it. Now, back to the idea of that PvE is not free. Originally, before they changed it, obviously it's been a week since it started, which is why I waited to make this video, but in my opinion, if we're going to follow what the players are saying, that PvE is part of Tarkov and is considered DLC, then that means we should have all paid for Tarkov Arenas, because Tarkov Arenas is a separate game. So to be honest, we really just traded PvE for Tarkov Arenas, in my opinion, as a previous EOD owner and now obviously a Unheard owner. Now, obviously as well, you know, with having that Unheard edition, you're gonna get PvE before everybody else. You know, the servers are definitely shit, I'll tell you what. After playing PvE for a little bit, I'm realizing the servers for PvE are very shit, so I kind of believe their statement about not having the server structure yet. Now, I don't know why they wouldn't make PvE run off of your own PC and save on your own PC. That seems a little bit crazy to me, but you know, it is what it is. You know, Battlestate Games does Battlestate Games things. They've done really weird stuff in the past. It's nothing new for them. I think that charging $250 for a game is a bit ridiculous, but I also am agreeing with the general statement that everybody's making. You should buy it or not, you know, I completely get it. I mean, it's a lot of money. But I don't think it's necessarily a pay-to-win version of the game by any means. Like, yes, there is some elements that make you win a little bit faster than everybody else, but you still have to put in a lot of the same grinding everybody else is. You're not getting a bigger container, you're not getting anything wild, you know, you're not skipping an absurd amount of, you know, grinding just because you bought this edition. I mean, you still have a good amount of grinding left. Here's another thing too that I'm going to talk about is, you know, as somebody who's played the game for a very long time, you know, I'm kind of surprised at how big of an outlash from the player base this is, because honestly, you know, Battlestate Games is one of the last developers that actually like gives a shit about their game. Whether it is, you know, a justifiable or not charge is up to, you know, anybody's opinion, and you don't have to buy it. Nobody's forcing you to buy a $250 version of the game. You know, for Edge of Darkness users, you get it for a $50 upgrade instead of a $100 upgrade, so that's great for you guys. You know, I personally got it and I found a lot of enjoyment with it. In the future, or as of right now at least, but definitely going on in the future, for the people that do decide to pay to have that PvE, it is really nice because you get to avoid cheaters and you get to keep all your items. It doesn't wipe, so if you just want to hop on and relax, you don't have to play against other players. You could just relax and play PvE with your friends and just build up a stash and do dumb stuff with your friends, do whatever you want. So it is a pretty cool feature that they've added. You know, I think honestly they should have charged us for arenas and then gave us PvE free, but that is what it is. I think that's about everything that I have to say. I kind of covered all my points that I wanted to cover. You know, final bullet points in case people decide they just want to skip to the end of the video to hear my final bullet points. For everybody that skipped, how you doing? Here's the bullet points that I have here. Basically, BSG does not charge any really microtransactions until very, very recently. They've done pretty good as a company. You know, I see it justified as why they would want to make more money. The way that they did it, I'm not necessarily fully 100% supportive of, but I'm willing to spend the $50 for an upgrade because I paid $150 like 5 years ago to have the same game. I mean, I'm fine paying an extra 50 bucks, you know, because whatever, I don't care. You know, I work a job, I'm not poor. You know, I can afford to spend $50 on a game I enjoy. Building a game that you want, not necessarily what the community is always asking for. You know, adding inertia, everybody hated it, but I was like, that's cool, makes it more realistic. You know, Battlestate Games, keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you guys can find the income flow without having to add a battle pass or, you know, loot crates or anything like that, because that's when you will lose somebody like me. But other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day, and if you have anything hateful to say, please leave it in the comment section. It does help my algorithm. Thank you.